Hi, my name is Lauren McGill, and I'm the City of Austin Health Coach. Welcome to the Healthy Connections cooking demo. Today, we are going to be making chicken sheet pan fajitas. I went ahead and preheated the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the first step so that the oven can heat up while you're prepping the ingredients. One of the best things about this recipe is that there's only one pan to clean up once you're finished, making the recipe really easy to do during a busy weeknight. The other positive about this recipe is it is a lower carbohydrate recipe that can be diabetic friendly. So the first step is to prep the produce. So I'm going to go ahead and slice the bell pepper. As you can see in this bowl, I already have some red and yellow bell pepper sliced. The thing that you want to do when you're holding the knife is make sure that your thumb and your pointer finger have a firm grip around the blade and your other three fingers are wrapped around the base out of the way. Take the bell pepper and make sure that it has a stable place on the cutting board so it's not sliding around. This one is already halved, so it has that base. I'm going to then grip the vegetable with my left hand and make sure that my fingers that are holding that vegetable are out of the way to protect them from staying away from the knife. So you're going to just go ahead and move the knife up and down and move those fingers over as you go. And you want to try and make sure that the slices are pretty even. They don't have to be exact, but if they're relatively the same size, they're going to cook more evenly through. So I'll just go ahead and add in these extra red bell peppers. Bell peppers are a great source of vitamin C, which help to keep your immune system strong. The onion is going to be the next step. We're also just going to slice the onion like the bell peppers. So as you can see, this one has the skin on. You want to aim to find an onion that has a firm skin and no brown or mushy spots. And sometimes onions can cause you to tear up in the kitchen. So to try and prevent that, you can either keep the onion in the fridge or the freezer ahead of time, or try chopping or slicing your onion under the vent hood of your stove. We're going to use the same technique for the onion as we did for the bell peppers. So again, I have a solid base so it won't be moving around on the cutting board. And I'm just going to have a good grip on the knife and slice right on through, similarly to the bell peppers. And again, there's no exact width that you need for these slices. You just want to try and keep them relatively the same size. So I'm going to spread them out in that pan there. And then the last step is going to be to cut up the chicken. So normally you're going to always want to have a separate cutting board for your produce and your raw poultry for food safety. Since I'm already finished cutting all of the produce, I'm going to just use the same cutting board. But if I cut the chicken first, I would want to make sure to use a separate cutting board for my other produce. So I already went ahead and cut most of this into 1-inch pieces. So I'll just go ahead and dump those in there, and then I'll show you what you want to do when you're cooking or cutting chicken breast. So for the most part, the breast is already going to be a lean cut of the meat, but you can see here that there's still some visible white fat tissue. And this is saturated fat, and that's the type of fat that can tend to raise our cholesterol. So it's really easy. You just trim it off and throw it away. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this into 1-inch pieces after that fat is trimmed off and add it in there. And now that all of our ingredients are prepped, we are going to season it. So I juiced 2 limes, and this is going to be the marinade. And then I already went ahead and put together a nice spice blend. So this is more of a Southwestern seasoning. And I have tongs here to mix up the ingredients with those spices. You can also feel free to use your hands. All you want to do is just try and make sure that all of those ingredients are coated evenly. And then the last step is going to be spreading it over this sheet pan over here so you can see. Try and make sure that you get all of that good seasoning on the pan and then spread it out evenly, ready to go for the oven that's already preheated. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the oven for about 20 minutes and set the timer. Whenever you're cooking poultry, you do want to make sure that the internal temperature is 165 degrees Fahrenheit for food safety, or you can cut it through and make sure that it's white rather than pink and translucent. So here I already have one portion of the recipe already finished. And with this recipe, you can really make it your own. So what I chose to do was add kale and black beans in a Mexican style bowl, but you can also choose to have 2 corn tortillas and have traditional fajitas. These will still be diabetic friendly recipes because you're controlling the carbohydrates. So just the chicken and the bell peppers don't really have any carbohydrates, so you can choose your complex carbohydrate of choice. And then also your toppings. So I have cut up cherry tomatoes that I'm going to add on top, and then also some diced avocado. You can also feel free to add your favorite salsa or hot sauce. So as you can see here, a great, easy weeknight dinner. Eat well and enjoy.